Good morning, champions. Happy Wednesday. Today is day 16 of Ask Me Anything series, and today's topic is on donor prospecting. And so I'm super excited to share this with you, and I hope that you learn a lot. Before I dive into the topic for today, my name is Omotola the Great. I am the lead consultant here at the Funding Magnet, where our mission is to support and aid at least 1,000 nonprofits to fully fund their work. We believe that you don't have to go broke to make a living, and that you can make a difference while making a living as well. We are here to support you on your journey to make a difference and change the world for good. We believe that as champions, you are here to save life, to change life, and to transform community for good. And so we support you with classes, training classes, and consultation to just help you to ensure that you can do the good. Even if you are not a non-profit, but you have a business and you want to have a social impact component of it, we can help you create that to ensure that no matter what you sell, no matter what services you provide, you are always doing good as well. We know that it can be a lonely journey as a founder to either start a business or to have a non-profit. And so our goal is to aid you and to help you to continue to do the good that you are meant to do in this world as well. So without further ado, today is day 16, and we are going to dive into donor prospecting. And this is all about how do you find donors. So that's one of the questions I receive is like, how do I find donors for my nonprofit? How do I get people who can support my work monetarily and we can ensure that we do this good? And so the first thing and foremost is like, there are 3 things you need to know about the mindset of a nonprofit funder or people that work within the nonprofit sector when it comes to fundraising, when it comes to donor acquisition. So the first thing is first, you're not begging for money. A lot of you think that, I don't want to ask because people think that I'm begging. No, you're not begging. You're giving people the opportunity, the privilege to be able to join you, to partner with you, to support you to do good, to be able to change life, to save life, and to transform community for good. The truth of the matter is most people want to do good, but they may not have it, the passion that you have or the purpose that you have or the time that you have to do that good. And so it is your job to help them see why, if they give you the money, if they give you the donation, they are partnering with you for good. They are supporting you to be able to advance your mission and your vision. Many people want to give, but the reason they don't give is because a lot of us, we don't ask. And so first thing, the first mindset before you even start doing any donor prospecting is to know that you are not begging. You're giving them an opportunity to support you in doing good, in furthering good in the world. The second mindset you need to know is that you should always be asking. You should always be asking. Don't ever feel as if you're a pest and that, your own is too much. You need to die to yourself. That's just a simple way to put it. For you to be able to stay in the constant mood of asking, you need to die to yourself. A lot of us, we think it's all about us because we're the funder, we're the visionary. No, it is not about you. It's about the population. It's about the people. It's about the community that you've been called to serve. It's about the problem, the challenge, or the issue that you feel as if you have a solution for. So the more you think less of yourself, the more opportunity that you can be used as a vessel to help other people, to be able to gather the support and the partnership that you need to be able to make a difference in the world for good. And so it's very important that you die to yourself. You die to yourself. It's not about you, because once you start thinking about yourself and how you feel and what other people will think about you if you ask for this donation or ask for support, the less enthusiasm you have, the less passionate you be about it, and then you allow the fear to overtake your faith, and because of that you get less funding from people, or you don't even bother to ask as well. So you need to open your mouth and ask. Always be asking. Always look for opportunity to say, how can I show this person, this new person, this current person in my life, these people that I've known for a while, to see this is how they can partner with me for good. You need to always ask. The third thing, the mindset you need to have when it comes to donor prospecting is that everybody can be your donor. Everybody is your donor. So there are different kind of donors that we have. And so there might be low ticket donors. These are people that give maybe between $1 to like $10. That's what they can afford. That's wonderful. Then the second kind of donors are the high ticket donors. They give a lot of money, maybe from $50, $100 and above. that is also great as well. Then you have also what we call like partner donors. So this can be organizations or institutions that actually are able to give you maybe on a quarterly basis, on a yearly basis, or monthly basis. And these are businesses that they want to do good, but their mission and their vision is more about profit first before even impact. And so they may not have the time and the energy or the resources to divert into doing good, but when they come as partner with you, then they're able to do that good and make a difference in the life of people as well. And so everyone is your donor. So don't ever count anybody out, whether they are low ticket donors, high ticket donors, or people that can be partner supporters in doing the good that you want to do as you go forward. So those are the three mindsets you need to have. First, you're not begging. It is not you're not begging, you're asking for them to partner with you for good. Second, always be asking. If you don't ask, you're not going to receive. If you don't seek, you're not going to find. If you don't knock, the doors are not going to be open to you. And so you all did that to always be asking for support and donation. And that means dying to yourself, because on the natural level, by yourself, you feel yucky, you feel like, oh my God, I'm begging, but you are not. And so you need to die to yourself, and it's not about you. Think about the mission, think about the vision, think about the population that you're serving, think about the difference you want to make and the people that you want to save their life, transform my life, and change their life for good. And then the last mindset is about knowing that there are different kinds of donors, and it will do you good to cultivate all kinds of donors. Don't ever underestimate anybody and count them out and think, well, they're only giving me $1. What can $1 do? $1 can make a difference. $1 can move the needle. And you never know, the person that is giving $1 today can give you 5,000 another time, and in years to come. And so don't ever discount those people and think that, oh, I'm not going to nurture them, I'm not going to go after them because they're currently giving very tiny amount of money. Every single amount counts, and it will help you, and it's definitely going to propel you forward. Okay, now that we've gone over the mindset that you need to have to be able to donor prospect, the next thing is like, what is the formula to use? I know, and this might sound repetitive, but it works, and it is the underlying formula that you need if you want to do a good job of definitely prospecting. And so it's what we call the CIA formula. So what is the CIA formula? The C stands for capacity. Before you ask anybody to give you anything, you need to assess the capability and the capacity. Do they have the capacity to give the amount you're asking for? Let's say somebody can only give $10 and you're asking them for $1,000. That is shooting your shot wrongly. That means that you're going to get a no automatically, because right then and right now, the person's capability is capped at $10. And you requesting for $1,000 is way high out of the capacity. And usually a lot of people are too embarrassed to say, sorry, I cannot give $1,000. You just say no. And then you're like, what did I do wrong? But if you do your research, if you're able to study, to say, okay, which kind of category of donor is this? Is this a low ticket giver? Is this a high ticket giver? Then you can come within a range to say, okay, between $1 to $10, if you can give to us, that would be wonderful and great. So that's the first thing, capacity. Do they have the capability to give what you're asking for? The high in the CIA formula is interest. It's not enough for them to have interest, or it's not enough for them to have the capability to give you the money you're asking for. The question is, are they interested in your mission? Are they interested in your vision? Are they interested in the work that you do, in the community that you serve, in the transformation you're trying to make about, in the problem you're trying to solve, in the solution that you're trying to bring about? If they have the capability to give, but they're not interested, the chance of them giving to you will be very, very low as well. And so instead of wasting a lot of your time and energy going after the wrong kind of donors, you need to really look at it to say, okay, this person or this prospect list that I'm creating, what do I know about them? Beyond just their capacity to give me the amount I'm requesting for. How about their interest? Are they interested in our mission? Is there anything that they've posted, said, shared that makes me think that they care about what we care about, that they align with our mission and our vision and our objective? If you don't see those evidence and you cannot find, you don't know any way to like research that and find it out, and then the probability of giving is going to be slow. And so the last in the CIA formula is what I call access. A is for access. So it's not enough to have for these people to have the capability to give you. It's not enough for them to be interested, but are they accessible to you? Can you reach them by face-to-face conversation, virtual meetings, phone call, text message, social media messaging, and things like that? So the example I like to give is like I used to have some potential clients that used to say, if only Oprah knows about my organization, we're going to be set for life. And so most of these people, they try and focus on getting Oprah, but they don't have access to Oprah. That is just a wish. Yes, maybe once in a million it can happen, but that is not a guaranteed strategy. So yes, Oprah might care about girl education. She has she's interested, right? Then she has the capability to give too. But do you have access to her? Can you reach her by a phone conversation? Can you reach her by email? Can you reach her by virtual meetings? Can you reach her on a one-on-one level? If you cannot reach your potential donor, and you cannot have a way to communicate with them and for them to get to know you and to know about the mission and the vision and what you're trying to accomplish, and that means it's not in alignment. And so these three things are very important when you're doing your donor prospecting. C, for capacity. Do they have the capacity to give what you're requesting for? I, for interest. Are they interested? And then last but not the least, A, access. Can you access them? Will they be able to learn about your work and get to know you and get to know your mission and your vision so that they can give to your work as well? And so all of these three things are important before you even start donor prospecting. Then beyond that, the next step is now to say, okay, how do I find potential donors? And so what I like to do is I like to start from where you are. So a lot of you, if you look at your phone, you have more than 200, on average, 200 contact lists. Start with those people. Yes, for some of them, you may not have spoken to them in years or months. This is a great way to start cultivating. Most of them may have Telegram, iMessenger, WhatsApp. You have a list of people that you interact with. Can you identify at least 10 that you know that you already have access to them? You have their phone number. That means you can text them, right? And you can call them on the phone and have a conversation. You can do a video call. You can do an audio call with them if you're using any of this app like WhatsApp or Telegram or iMessenger. Can you reach out to those people and say, okay, you know me, at least you know a bit about me. If you have their phone number, they know a bit about you. This is what I have in mind. This is my mission. This is my vision. These are the population I care about. This is the community I know that I'm called to serve. I want you to come on board and partner with me for good. Will you be willing to consider giving this amount of money? So by then you should know their capability, the capacity, what they can give. And then based on the interaction that you've had, you should know whether or not they are interested. So find at least 10 people that are interested, that have the capability to give different range of amount of money, and then have the conversation or send them a text message or send them a chat and go from there. So that's the first way of getting donors for your organization. So beyond that, your inner circle, I call them your inner, so this can be your families and friends of friends that you know as well. And then beyond that, the next step is to look within your network. And so when I say network, I mean like maybe your professional or business like association, and to say, okay, now I've gone down to the inner circle. This is now the outer circle. Who do I know that I know that they might be interested, or they have a passion, or they've mentioned something about being interested in doing this work? And so it's very important that you take the time to look within your network. And then this time around, I want you to now push yourself and come up with at least 20 names. And again, use the CIA formula, the capacity to give what you're requesting for. Are they interested in what you're doing? And then how are you going to access them? Are you going to either send them a message on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram, or an email? Or are you going to show up in person to their office or to their business and have the conversation about them partnering with you for good? And so that's another way, is to look within your network to say, who do I know that I know they have this interest, they have the capacity to give, and I can easily have access to them. And so find at least 20 people within your network that you can reach out to as well to support the work that you're doing. And then the third level, which a lot of us we don't really use or think about, is to now consider people that are in different associations. So think about it. If you're a Christian, you go to church. If you're a Muslim, you go to a mosque, right? Or any other religion that you have. And so take the time to say, okay, let me approach the different groups in your specific religion or like faith or your belief, to say, okay, what if I go to the youth in our church, or go to the men in our church, or go to the women in our church, or go to the parents in our church, or the families in our church, and ask for an opportunity to speak to them about this mission, about this vision. Usually most church, most faith based institution, they already have a tendency, they're already interested in doing good, in being the hands and feet of God, in serving people, in being on mission. And so it's not a hard sell to them. And it doesn't have to be your own faith of worship, your own local assembly alone. You can identify like 10, 20, 15 of them around your area and reach out via email or phone call the pastor, call the secretary to say, I would like the opportunity to share how I'm being on mission, how I'm being God's art and feet to the people around us within our community. Will you give me the opportunity to share for 15, 20 or 30 minutes with your congregation? And so that can be another way that you can definitely make good happen and get donors to definitely get you. Imagine if you can go to 10 churches, and then the beauty of like either the faith-based place that you go to or any other association is that, guess what, you're not just speaking to one person. Like in each of the, let's say you identify 10 different like place of worship that you're going to go to talk and share the mission and the vision of your organization. What happens is that you're not only getting them to like give like right then and then, but you can also use that to like start developing an opportunity to build a further relationship. So maybe at the end of your talk, you don't even ask for money. All you ask for is like, give us your phone number, your email address, and your name, and we can add you to our email list so that we can communicate with you and can keep you updated. Of course, the goal is that after you send them an email to request for donation, right? But that's a way that you can definitely get funding and do prospecting, donor prospecting for your organization. Another way that you can do that is through event, and it doesn't have to be event that you plan for yourself. There are a lot of different like fairs and different kind of event that is happening where either families, people that can give are there. So what if you set up like a table and you have like flyers and you have a t-shirt that talks about what you're doing or what you're trying to accomplish, and then you talk to people about it and give them a brochure or like ask them to sign up to your email list and things like that, or to consider giving to your organization. So that can be another way that you can also prospect for potential donors, because you never know who you meet. And in this kind of event, there are all kind of people, those that are just there for entertainment and just fun, and those that are there that they want to really make a difference but they don't know how to. And then you can also use that way to get volunteers to support it, because most of the time it's not just about cash that you need in terms of support and aiding your mission. Sometimes you need in-kind donation. It can be of time, it can be of product, it can be of services. And so this is another thing that you can also look at and identify as you go forward in terms of what you can do and what you can accomplish as well. So I hope this helps you, and I hope this gives you ideas in terms of how you can get started with donor prospecting and where you can go about donor prospecting. If you have a specific question related to your own organization or to your own project, don't be shy. Put it in the chat or send a DM. We're just a DM away, and we'll respond within 24 to 48 hours as well. Also, I have a free masterclass coming up next month. It's called the Fully Funded Plan. It's on April 5th. And so go and click the link in the bio and definitely register for it as well. And then we also have a digital academy. It's also in the bio as well. Click on it. We have free and we have paid. And so if you have a specific topic that you might need some answers to, you can definitely check out our digital academy as well. I hope that you have a good Wednesday and that you have a wonderful day, and I'll be back again tomorrow, same time. And if you have questions, like I said, please put it in the chat or send a message. I will be here, and you're welcome. Thank you for thanking me, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Until then, keep doing good and don't be a stranger. Bye, everyone.